Welcome everybody, welcome back to the tomb of EL-lumination. Just a quick video off the cuff. We're going to just talk about the brain dead. The average person on earth who thinks they live on the outside of a spinning ball. Okay, so they get shown an image like this, and then like some sort of sponge, it's taken into their brain. And now they think they live on the outside of this thing just because it's been drawn and someone said a few words. So they do a lot of talking, a lot of gabble, but at the end of the day, these so-called scientists put a line through the middle of it and then go and tell you that you are there. When we know in the flat earth system you are always there. No tilting spinning ball BS, because we understand the cycles of all the planets and the effect of a projected image coming down onto man's arc of horizon. This is his personal hemisphere. Okay, so your vision of actual science understands man's arc of horizon and how everything comes back to the observer perpendicular off the arc. Okay, this is why we have such things like stellarium and all that. Where man moves, his arc moves with him. Okay, so why do people think they live out here when their own science and physicists draw them on the flat plane? Because they're stupid and they think they live, that's their flat plane there. Yet you still got this. So how is this relative to the rest of this? At the end of the day, it just goes back to man's personal arc of horizon. So if that's the earth and the sky is all the way around here, what's the idea of this? This would be a wider circle of the stars out there in La La Land. How are they coming back to form this nice arc so you can do celestial navigation? That's just ludicrous, loony. It's like for the brain dead. It all comes back to man on the earth. Here's his earth, his personal, he's running out, personal hemisphere, personal arc of horizon the ancient Egyptians described. Rise up, Daniel, you will see further, meaning your arc expands as you elevate. Simple man just thinks, walk up a mountain, you're going to see further. Well, it's a similar concept, but this is what happens. You come up just like a rainbow. If you rise up, the rainbow gets bigger and bigger and then becomes a full circle. But you're down here, it's just an arc over your horizon, coming in on a 42-degree angle. Now see, the sun, people have to understand that all the images are coming in from outside here onto his personal arc. So, if it comes in, so there's the sun. He sees the sun there. Only because it's come around the corner, gone over, to go back around that way. Okay, because it's a projection onto his hemisphere. Here's your hemisphere. So if there's a light source out here coming around, what's it doing? It's coming over. It's coming around. Then it's a further distance, so it's down low. It's It's way down low in the distance, isn't it? It's on our Earth. That's how you see things. So it's down low on the horizon. So the faraway distance is down low. As it comes into your horizon, oh look, it's coming closer, and then going out and away from you again. And you know why? There's another explanation for all this, is because you're basically the toroidal field of Earth. The toroidal field of Earth is concave, like this concave, and the light is coming in and refracting inside here. And because we've got this concave surface here, that creates a parabolic image. Parabolic, if the image is coming from over here, hits this and comes back to the observer because of this curving field. Anybody wants to look into 3D imaging, or even any film studio, modern ones, they're having this big curved screen, green screens, curving both ways, just like an earthly toroidal field. We're inside this. People can't get their head around that. So all this true knowledge, it's they call it esoteric knowledge, and because the indoctrinated brain dead can't accept it or understand it. Okay, so everything that someone like I can explain is all assumptions, and you get all these so-called scientists, wannabes, jumping on your site and abusing you, and you know, making out you've just made it all up because it's all assumptions, because they're too stupid to see through the fog of all their indoctrination and what their simple minds can believe in. Okay, so such like for an example would be the Euclid's fifth postulate. You go online and ask the question, has anybody connected Euclid's initial 4 postulates with the fifth? Do the 4 postulates lead to the fifth? And they say no. You know, certain people over 2,000 years they've tried, and no one's come up with an explanation. And then if you reword it another way, they will say, well, you know, people have used the 4 leading to the fifth, and then they say it has an assumption in there, which is circular and takes you back to the original 5th postulate, which is based on assumptions where people are, have to assume something. So when you do go and explain it and the common man can't understand it, it's all assumptions. So you can never win with modern science because it's all based on simple minds. I mean, how simple do you have to be to frickin' think you live on this thing here, flying around in La La Land for no particular reason, forever and ever. And you know, how do you tilt a ball? That's a ball. How do you tilt a ball? You don't know it's tilted unless someone comes along and goes, look, it's tilted, because I drew that stick through the middle. This is how dumb people are in this world, you know. Look, we've got 2 hemispheres to our brain, but they don't use them. They use one at a time, but imagine if this one linked with this one. Like the CIA papers, what's it called? Look it up. A holographic universe, and it takes you to this paper and how they've got this syncing going on in here. They sync the 2 hemispheres of the brain, and this is where the divine knowledge is, when you sync your 2 hemispheres of your brain. And the funny thing is, there's a time on Earth when the two hemispheres merge and sync together like this, and it's all described in religion. But there's only one person on Earth who's explaining it all, and that's my channel, and that's why they shadow ban it. No one gets to see it. So they won't let me join. They won't even let me join Rumble. you try to go on there, and that little thing just keeps turning and turning. You know, I can get anybody in the room with me, get on their phone and join Rumble, and it takes just 10 seconds. Mine will never connect. I'm shadow banned. They're shutting me down because they know I know the truth. So you've got to believe me and try and find my videos and share them, because no one else, no, most people are brain dead. They're not looking for that sort of stuff. So anyway, that's all basically I wanted to say, how stupid people are to think they live on that thing there, when even science draws the man back at the centre here, thinking that he's up here. There's an arc of horizon. It's all to do with the 180-degree arc. You don't have to leave home to figure out the size of the earth, because we know in religion, in the book of physics, it tells you earth is a print from above. So this print here is all brought back to the earth, your position on earth. That is printed back to you. You are seeing this print basically up there. It all comes back to you. Or you can take it on an earthly basis and just take everything as a GP point, and everything is a GP point back down onto the earth. These are represented by all the stars, stars. And this is how we lay out our earth. This is what zenith cameras are for. Zenith is right there, 90 degrees above the observer. So if you've got a big zenith camera on wheels, shooting up, getting a position of a star at the exact right time, same time, and you're moving around the earth with a ship or whatever, you're mapping out the earth, aren't you? You come up with a Gleason map, because you're moving around the earth. It's all based on the curving magnetic fields of the compass of, magnetic fields of the earth. It's all curving. If you're coming out of the north, it's all curving like this. So everything would have been based on these curves. So you're sailing with a compass, you're sailing like this. And this is where you find everything on Earth. But nowadays we have the laser gyro, what do you call it? The laser gyro, which is preset, where they know where that location is, so they'll set your journey direct A to B without having to travel this journey. But all the stars come out like this, and finding those GP points at a particular time of the day is the GP point down onto Earth, and this is how you're getting your celestial navigation and all that. It's all based on this arc. Get a GP point here. You could sextant these stars. There's your GP point onto the Earth, all based on 60 nautical miles. Okay, 60 nautical miles. They figured out that probably millions of years ago, because Earth's been here for billions, if not forever. It's been here forever. Ever since man arrived on Earth, Earth has been here, because Earth doesn't exist if there's no man with consciousness to perceive it. So it's all consciousness. So 180 degrees times 60 nautical miles equals 600 nautical miles. So 2 times that, is that right? 8. It's 8, isn't it? 8. Yeah. Times 2, because there's 2 hemispheres. One for the north, one for the south. They're different. There has to be 2. So 2 of them, you've got 21,600 nautical miles. I didn't have to leave home, buy a sailboat or anything. Basically didn't have to know much math either, 'cause I'm no good at that. So at the equator, which is around here. So why is it around there? What's around here? Well, because everything expands out from the centre. Time over distance from there to there, or there to there, is all equal. and right in there. It's the same time over distance as it is there and there and there and there, because everything expands outward. So what do? You've got to take an average. So the average gives you the diameter, circumference of the equator, which is this. Okay, this is why we have a Mercator map. All the longitude, arcs of longitude are parallel, because the distance is all the same. Don't be fooled by their globe bullshit. They're lying to you all the time. Okay? Because it's all about mind control. Mind control, they can control the whole system. They can own it, and then they can charge you for it. This is why we have NASA, because they've manufactured a whole industry on bullshit, gaining billions of dollars off all the taxpayers because of their stupidity and believing their shit and allowing it to go through. And then of course you come boiled down to the governments are all full of shit, and they're all conning the people. They're all part of that club, all part of that system. One big net, and we're not in it. We're the dummies, the slaves on the outside of their elite system. So if you want to believe all their bullshit, go ahead, believe it. Be a dummy, be an ignorant so-and-so for the rest of your life, or step outside and start searching for the truth. Start understanding reality. Understand what all the ancients wrote. Read the mythological stories and all that. Figure out, find what they're saying. If you don't understand, ask me. I can break it all down. So there's your flat earth system. That's a slice through the flat earth system, and it's separated by the tropical gap. You know, the dielectric, they don't tell you the sun is in here, they tell you it's 93 million miles away. Well, there's a frickin' dummy in the first place. Straight away, if you think that's true, if you understand anything about electromagnetic induction, the radiation, they talk about the science, EMF, changing magnetic field, because this is different to this. This potential energy difference, all this sort of stuff's all in science. You just have to stop and think, but everyone's too ignorant, and they're going through life living their system. Okay, if you like things like this, share it. Try and find more of my videos.